Today I'm joined with my Uncle Rob, who is a photographer. And how long have you been a photographer?
Oh gosh, I've been sort of seriously doing it on and off since the 80s.
The 80s. Michael
1980s.
John's here.
Yeah, Michael John's here.
The 80s, that's when you started pursuing it to try to monetize it, or?
No. I didn't even think about trying to monetize it until this year, until really recently, last summer. So it was just I took up film photography with a SLR back in the 80s. Still have it.
Okay, I was in art school, I promise. But what's an SLR? I know it's the type of camera, but
Yeah,
what is SLR?
SLR stands for single lens reflex.
Ah.
So it's basically just it was the main type of professional style or serious hobby style camera. They also call them ILCs, or interchangeable lens camera. So versus what's called a point and shoot, which is a small little, you just take it out of your pocket and press the trigger and you
reload it, or not necessarily.
Yeah, well, the film cameras you did, yeah, you had a film cartridge, and but I had cameras going back to, I think I had my dad's old camera when I was a teenager. And funny thing, I actually took some Polaroids. I had a Polaroid camera back in the 70s.
Those
you know
were
what a
fun.
Polaroid was?
The ones that you shoot and then it takes 2 minutes to...
It doesn't. No, it takes about 30 seconds,
30
and then
seconds.
it just creates the print, and it was quite the thing.
Yeah, that's my grandma had one of those on the other side of the family, and we always loved playing with that.
Yeah.
Just seeing us come to life on the little printout.
So I still have I have a little well, not catalog's the wrong word, but photo book of some Polaroids I took with your Aunt Marcia and your Uncle Don, and doing various different funny poses. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I actually have them online.
When y'all were adults or kids?
No, we were teenagers.
Oh, that would be cool to see.
In Baltimore, and I would just do these weird, just for fun, just kind of, it wasn't, typically you're taking snapshots of family events and portraits and, whatever, but I would do set up things like Don had one where he had, like, ketchup for blood, and like he was acting like he was dead, and Marcia, she was looking like she was a hippie, and all these kind of just weird, just having fun with the camera. And I've always enjoyed taking interesting pictures. And then, after I got out of college, I got a little bit more serious with it. Got a single lens reflex SLR. Still have it. It's a Minolta. And I really got into, at that time, I got particularly interested in the macro photography, which is filming little tiny things like flowers. So Barbara and I would go on these hikes, and she would tease me about, are we going on a hike or are we going on a photo?
No, it's a hike.
It's a hike.
I just happen to have my camera.
Yeah, we're going to stop every 5 feet and take pictures of the flowers and the mushrooms.
But it's a hike.
But it's a hike. We didn't hike. It was more like a stroll. That's what she called it, a stroll. Are we going on a hike or a stroll?
I'm sure she was a good sport about it.
She is, and still is to this day. She'll even still ask, are you, are we going on a stroll or are we going on a hike? And
I just need to know what shoes to put on.
That's right. And you bring, am I bringing my camera? It's a stroll. If it's a hike, then I'm not bringing my camera.
That's funny.
So I got it, and in recently, like over the last several months, I've kind of dug through that. Most of that photography was, I quickly gravitated towards slide film instead of print film. And there's some technical reasons why I did that back in the day, but I still have boxes and boxes of old slides that I'm now going through and scanning and putting online. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but for Stephen's birthday party in September, I went through and found a lot of old slides of him as a baby and as a youngster.
I think I did see that on your...
So those were old slides that I scanned and then cleaned up because they got dust on them.
I was wondering how you got them online.
You scan them, and the scanner, you put them like 4 in a tray, and it automatically creates 4 images, and then you can bring them into Photoshop and clean them up, the dust spots and whatnot. So I'm kind of in the process. It's a slow process because it just takes a while, but a lot of the what I would have at the time considered art photography, like the flowers, it's not really good enough because the slides have deteriorated over the years. but it still, that was my interest back then. And then, you know, it kind of waned and didn't really do much with it. And then, you know, I did still other point and shoot cameras, film, what are called APS-C cameras. I did them in the early 2000s, and they would create negatives and positives, and still have some of those. And all of those have been digitized. So, so they're all available online because, you know, eventually that film will deteriorate.